Yo, what's going on YouTube? So this video is going to be called Why I Support Trump as a Pan-Africanist and Black Nationalist. The reason why I support Trump is it's for selfish reasons. Not that I'm a coon or a black conservative or, a black Republican, for none of those reasons. Because I don't identify with no party, right? Except for the Party of African Liberation, right? That's the party I identify with. So, but the reason why I support Trump for selfish reasons is because Trump is the only one I've seen in a long time that has not been afraid to keep it real, right? And I always say to friends and, acquaintances that when it comes to white supremacists, I prefer to have my white supremacy on a plate, meaning I prefer to know what I'm dealing with. So, right, I'm in the North. I'm in, California. So in California, it's not that there aren't any white supremacists here, it's that they hide it. They hide it. Meaning that they'll smile in your face, but call you a nigga behind your back or amongst their friends, right? Whereas in the South, they gonna let you know, hey, I don't like blacks, I'm racist. They gonna let you know. You know where you stand in the South as opposed to being out here in California. So Trump, he represents that. Even though he may have done some racial practices in the past, especially with the Central Park 5 or that incident right there where the things he was saying, his unfair housing things that he got into in the past, even though that may have occurred, at least I know where I stand with him, right? And also, this me being a black nationalist, me being a Pan-Africanist, I know that my ancestors built this country, right? This country was built on the back of slave labor by African slaves, my ancestors. And so since we are the ones that built this country and we were brought here by force, we're not immigrants, because immigration is a choice. When you are immigrant, you came here by choice. We didn't come here by choice, okay? We were brought here in slave ships, and some of us were already here. Shout out to the Aborigines. Some of us are already here, right? But a lot of us also was brought here, okay? And so since that is the case, and we've been here for over 400 years, we've fought in all the wars. We've never been an enemy to the U.S. We've fought in all the wars, okay? We marched, we protest for our civil rights. We marched and protest to be considered as human beings, right? Well, we have a stake in this country. We have a stake in this country, okay? So Donald Trump, even though he may consider that his people are superior, he also understands that, right? That we are true Americans. We are Americans, okay? We are not immigrants, okay? We were born here. We built this country. We've been here for over 400 years, since around the founding of this country. We are the true Americans. So here we have a president that now he wants to fight in the interests of Americans, right? He wants America to be great, right? and he wants all the benefits to come to Americans, to native-born Americans. And he wants to bring back the jobs. He want to prevent new immigrants from coming into this country illegally, taking up the jobs of Americans that are already struggling. He wants to bring back production to America. He wants to make America great again, right? And that's my type of guy, because I know, I am aware that my ancestors have a stake in this country, and that since we have a stake in this country, we deserve to be heard first. We deserve to be considered first before any other group. The 13th and 14th Amendments were made for us, because at the time we were the slaves, okay? And we fought for civil rights for us, not for other groups, but for us, because these other groups were on the sidelines when we were getting hoses drawn on us, when we were getting dogs stuck on us, when we were getting hung from trees, when we were going through Jim Crow and all these different things. These other groups were silent. They were on the sideline. When we were having marches and getting bottles thrown at us and called all kind of N-words and this and that and the other, these other groups, for the most part, were on the sidelines. And when we went through all that and we were able to get our civil rights, then these other groups came in and shitted on us and basically said, we don't care about y'all, because we see how they treat us. We see how we are treated by these other groups when they come to this country. They don't have any respect for us. Even the Africans on the continent, they are told not to deal with us, right? And so Donald Trump is all about Americans. And we black people are true Americans, okay? We built this country. We fought in all of its wars. We have never been an enemy of this country. So why do we want to give up our rights? Why do we want to allow more immigrants in who are only coming in not to be our friends, but to take the resources that should be ours, to take the jobs and only look out for their own? I remember I worked at the post office in San Francisco, and all I seen in there that were the predominant workers, the predominant group in there were Filipinos. And why was it like that? Because once one got in, they brought another one in, and another one in, and another one in, and they only looked out for themselves. And if it was one that was in a position of power, and he had a group of candidates, and one of those candidates were Filipino, or a few of them were Filipino, they made sure to get those Filipinos the jobs over the other groups, over the blacks, okay? Because at one time, we were the predominant group in the post office. But that's now changed, because these other groups, they playing for keeps. So this is why I have selfish reasons for supporting Donald Trump, okay? As I said, my reasons are particularly selfish, and that's because I want to see my people come up. I want to see us to come up from the bottom, okay? Because we're on the bottom in all social areas. We're on the bottom economically, we're on the bottom in so many areas, okay? And these other groups are coming in here, and they're coming in here off of blood that my ancestors shed, our ancestors shed, and taking advantage of all these opportunities, right? And then basically saying F you to us, you know? They don't support us, okay? They don't support our businesses, okay? You'll get one or two here, but in large numbers, they don't support our businesses. They like our culture. They like our rap music and our style and all this. They like that, but they don't want to deal with us, okay? But they like our culture. You know what I mean? They're okay with our culture, but they don't want to deal with us on a personal level. So Trump, he said he's an American nationalist. Well, I'm okay with that because I am a true American. I am an American African that was born here and is the descendant of African slaves that were brought here hundreds of years ago. So that's why I'm in support of the policies of this president. Peace.